One example is that you can use AI, as I said, to smoothen out the customer journeys, such that you can do more upselling with your customers. You can personalize offers and knowing your customers to a better way that we have done in the past. That's on the consumer side. On the business side, we can offer wireless networks to automate services in an industry production, for example. Put the sensors on all the physical objects in the company and use that to run that industry production facility more efficient. So that gives us revenues because we can then move from only providing connectivity into more advanced use cases.
Your sector has been using AI for years, and at the same time, in the last 12 months or so, we've seen large-scale job cuts from your industry. Is there a link? Is AI replacing jobs in telecommunications?
Yes and no. It will replace routine jobs. So when I'm talking about, for example, automating HR and finance services, that is going to cut jobs. When I also talk about using AI then for customer care, that's cutting jobs. On the other hand, it will also create jobs. It will create jobs in the areas, for example, that we are selling services to the industrial sector or to the business customers. So I don't have any numbers on which one is bigger, but I will say that it's a shift rather than a reduction of jobs.
Can I ask you about sustainability? Because the industry needs to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions. The latest number, 1.6 to 2% of global carbon emissions from the ICT sector. What does that mean when it comes to tackling the challenge? Have we seen any progress over the course of the last 12 months?
I would say so. In the telecom sector and Telenor ourselves, we are very much focusing on cleaning up our own house. So we are reducing the energy consumption in the entire operation that we have. And we have set a net zero emission target. At the same time, we are working with all our 10,000 of suppliers to also get them to implement or commit to science-based targets. But the biggest effect we can have is actually to use our technology to help other industries reduce their emission. And I will say that the new technology actually now gives us an ability to do so. Just making things simpler and more energy efficient. And I think that I'm quite positive, only looking back the last couple of years, how many companies now that actually have set science-based targets and are systematically driving their operations towards that.
Just finally, let me ask you about your Asia strategy. The Pakistan operation, you have agreed to sell that. That was in December. What is the opportunity that you see in Asia? Because many are already talking about India as well. So we're just reshaping around your Asia exposure.
Well, first I will say that we see the Asian economies coming back now. It took a very, very long time to recover from COVID. And it's still not the same amount of tourists being back in some of the Asian economies. There are still not the effect of also a positive effect of the Chinese economy. So there are still a little bit lagging factors from what I call the pandemic. At the same time, we see that all the Asian economies are now exploding in terms of digitalization, leapfrogging what we have seen in the western part of the world, much faster, and there is growth coming there. However, we took a decision some years ago that for us to be positioned in that digital leapfrogging, we need to strengthen our market positions. That's why we did a merger in Thailand, merger in Malaysia. We are number one in Bangladesh. Unfortunately, we didn't see the same happening in Pakistan, and we decided to leave Pakistan. But I'm quite optimistic on the Asian growth coming back, and now we are very well positioned in the markets where we are.
Sigve, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.